evening, wherever you may be on this big, beautiful planet. And welcome to Drinks and Daves, in case you've forgotten who we are. So welcome, everybody. And we'd also like to welcome all the barflies.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Long time, buddy.
Hey, long time. Joe's here. Eric's here. And Joe made it very, very, very clear that he was the first one here. And then he said goodnight.
That's right. And Richard's here.
Rich is here. So, yeah, it's been a month. It's been a month. Tig Lily's here.
Crazy.
And, well, of course, Tig Lily's going to be here because she's about to hit me with a pan on the back of the head. But that's beside the point.
It's about time.
Steven is here. Welcome.
So let's get this at the top of the show. Again, program change again.
Oh, yes.
Out of my control, but work calls, and our show will be an hour later for the next 3 weeks.
It'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific for the next 3 weeks.
Same day, same channel, just a little later.
Just an hour later, because Dave has commitments.
Yeah, I got voluntold.
Yes.
Voluntold. Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Chicago.
So, yeah, we've all been busy. You've been busy having fun, and I've been busy just writing checks.
That's nice of you. Well, let's start out. What are you smoking today, Dave?
Since it's been a month since we've been here, and I guess we should also point out, it should also be pointed out that this show almost didn't happen today. As you remember our conversation from this morning, I was setting up everything, and a lovely Windows update. Yes, Microsoft, if you're listening, you suck. Did an update and cleared all the cache, all my memory, everything. So I couldn't even get into StreamYard. So we finally
turning 50.
Yeah, exactly. Or 62, whatever. Anyhow, I am smoking because I am smoking a Padron 1964 anniversary. See, you're worth it.
I think you smoked Padron. I don't know how many of our last shows with a different excuse each time for having a Padron.
Well, I have to justify the costs.
Well, and that's one think I've yet to purchase.
That's one thing my wife gets upset about because I give her a hard time about smoking, and she's going, one of your cigars cost as much as almost a carton of my cigarettes. I was well, not a carton, but a pack. 2 packs. What are you drinking?
Me, I'm drinking Coke Zero Vanilla.
Okay, this is nothing against you personally, but
vanilla.
Coke is meant to be drank just pure.
Coca-Cola. Straight up.
Straight up. But then again, I've got nothing to say because I am drinking Stoke. This is a very bold, dark brew, cold brew coffee.
Is that imported from Iceland?
I don't
know. Name Stoke.
I saw Anthony Hopkins talking about it, and I like him as Lecter, so I went out and bought some. I'm a marketer's dream.
Yeah.
But it's excellent. I think it's Swedish. I don't know. It's good, but I'm on my third one. So you want to see something amazing? How fast I am? I'm going to go to the other side of the house, and I'm going to come back. Ready? Go. I'm back.
Okay, Sheldon.
Hey, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, he's heard that one though.
Yeah. See, even Joe likes this stuff. It's not only delicious; it's addicting. It's so good. And see the way I make
how you spell it?
Yeah, STOK.
Oh, that's not what he said.
No. He was seconding the fact that I was like, bleh.
Oh.
I guess I could go hoc toi, but no, that wouldn't be right because it's already been.
I like super sweet, tasty stuff. So
this is not sweet.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. The vanilla you throw in syrup into anything.
Here's how you do it, and it's healthy. It's healthy. So you take the Stoke, you put crushed ice. It has to be crushed ice because I have to justify also my crushed ice machine. But that's beside the point. You take the Stoke, you put half and half or heavy cream, and then 2 to 3 drops of English toffee stevia. So it's healthy, completely keto. Yes. Carb friendly, diabetic friendly.
Oh man, can you remember this when you drink a high octane full sugar soda by the gallon?
Oh, I remember that.
Man, those were
I like what Joe's saying. The gas station where I used to live had it on tap. Oh, that would be dangerous. Because I would just sit there and I'd throw $10 on the countertop and just go lay under the tap, turn the tap on.
Yeah, Mountain
for
Dew is
Stoke.
that way. That Mountain Dew's the smooth soda. You can just guzzle
See,
that stuff.
I can only do. In
Yep.
fact, when you told me about the Mountain Dew Zero for the Soda Stream, I went and bought some, and it's still 3/4 full.
Well, that doesn't taste like Mountain Dew. That's a bad one.
The only Mountain Dew I like is the Baja Blast. The lime.
Taco Bell.
That one's good. Well, no, you can get it in the stores now.
Oh, can you? Well, thank goodness.
But the one thing I have not found in the stores that I'm upset at you about is the pretzel Oreos.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they came and went.
Yeah,
those are delicious.
It stinks.
So I watched this. So
no, wait a minute, Eric. What? No, my new CT is not Hop Twa Boy. No, this show does not have any affiliation whatsoever to the shaving cadre. Yeah. Therefore, that cannot be used.
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw that one up on the screen.
Oh, but of course Eric would. Of course he would.
So I have this ridiculous habit of when we travel, I spend all of this time making sure I've got audiobooks downloaded, YouTube videos downloaded, Netflix movies downloaded, Prime whatever downloaded. And then you get on the plane, and I just like to watch reruns on the screen on the plane. On the way back yesterday, I watched Matrix. That movie is still so good. The special effects are still good.
Don't you own it?
Own Matrix?
Yeah.
I don't own anything anymore. We got rid of all of our DVDs and
Blu-rays,
videotapes, everything. But
wow,
because you can just stream the stuff.
Yeah, but still, it's like. But you notice what's coming back, and you're going to regret it. LPs are back.
No,
records are back. Yes, they are.
They've always been for the hooty snotty folks, and yes, like. Our youngest is into the LPs and she's got the record player, but the whole thing is it's whatever. You like what you like, and if you enjoy it, just like
well, the thing is with records though, where else can you get the purity of Highway to Hell along with hearing pop?
See that? Right. People like just like wet shaving. Maybe you get a better shave from something, probably not, but you can spend less time shaving, right? But people like the whole ceremony, getting the record out, cleaning it, putting it down, all this stuff. But if you're into the sound, they've scientifically proven that a CD, even though it's digital, reproduces the sound better.
Who paid for that study?
Dude, I don't know. Go look it up. I hate this. Well, then prove it's your whatever. I don't believe it or not.
No, I believe that. I believe that. But I still never got rid of my records because you never know what they're worth.
Nothing. They're worth.
No, that's not true. The Beatles' White Album is worth like $100,000 if you get the one where Paul McCartney is facing backwards.
Okay.
So
do you have that one?
No.
Then I don't know what we're talking about. Then you should sell all of your records and buy your wife a second watch.
She doesn't want a second watch. I can't get her to watch to wear the watch that I bought her.
Yeah.
In fact, she'll come to me and she'll go, "Can you set this?" Because it's an automatic. I ought to pull out one of the watch winders and just give it to her.
Yeah, that'd be nice of you.
See, now this is a good point. For those of us of advanced age, I like having physical media. It's easier to pick what I might have forgotten about.
Yes, that is true. I like flipping through the CDs or whatever, and you're like, oh, yeah, this one. You got to remember that you forgot about it if you want to stream something. Right?
But see, the height of what you're saying, getting rid of all this media and stuff like that, the height of stupidity is when you have cable TV. You spend $250 to $260 a month for cable TV, and you watch Big Bang Theory all the time. That's me.
Or pull out your Blu-ray of Matrix.
Or well,
so anyway,
actually, I watched Star Trek last night
on DVD,
on Blu-ray.
Okay,
the first one with Christopher Pine.
Okay,
and
that's anyway, yeah, Rich has a point because it is now harder to find for me newer music that I wouldn't have picked up on and all this stuff because the streaming services see what you listen to and give you stuff that's like the same.
Hold on, I need to address something. Bruce says, "What are you talking about? Numbered white albums have some value, but not that much." I didn't say numbered white albums. I said the White Album. There is only, I believe, 2 in existence where Paul McCartney is facing backwards. And the whole idea at that time was that Paul is dead. So that's why those are worth so much money. It's the same album. It's just a different album cover.
It's predicting. All right. So here's a question: is how do you deal with it if you can't stream something? Because this comes there's some movie. Oh no, there's a few movies, but there's a show called what is that? When Superman was in high school, there was a TV series about that. Smallville. Smallville. You can't find it anywhere. There's also some movie that I want to watch. I can't find it. And I deal with it with like being disappointed for about 20 seconds and then moving on and finding something else to watch.
You know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say, I deal with it by being disabled. I swear to God, that's what I thought you were going to say. No, and here's another one that you can't find on DVD or streaming. And that is, oh my God, I just had a senior moment. It was with Billy Bob Thornton, his original movie, where he talks like this.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking. I never seen it, but I know.
Well, hold on a second. Let me ask my assistant. Assistant! The name of the movie with Billy Bob Thornton.
Where you go?
Sling Blade. That's it. Sling Blade. Thank you. You can't find that anywhere.
Right. Well, okay. So there's some that you can't find anywhere, and then there's some that if you really, really want to watch it, you can pay $6.99. Nobody's streaming it for free. Mm-hmm. And that's my hang up, because even now $7 seems like too much to pay for anything.
But are you going to keep Apple TV now that it's gone to $12.99?
Oh, I didn't even know that. I don't know. I mean, you're talking pennies at that point.
Yeah, but I'll keep it because I like rewatching the Apollo thingy, that For All Mankind. Although
Billy Bong Thornton in Song of the South.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But speaking of TV shows, before we get on to the main topic, as most people that know me, I am a huge Alien franchise geek. I think the Alien franchise is the best. All the movies are good, except for Alien 3 on the prison planet. That one needs to go away. And the Resurrection story one was kind of lame. But there is a new series, and it's called Alien Earth. Now, I was ready to be a card-carrying banner of this series. I thought, you can't do it. You can't bring the aliens to Earth. It doesn't fit in the Alien timeline canon, because I'm real particular about that. And guess what? It does. You have Prometheus, you have Covenant, you have Alien Earth, then you have Alien, then you have Romulus. No.
Predator.
There's Romulus first. And it's excellent. It has the same feeling as those people that love the original Alien movie. It has the same feeling as the original movie. There are Easter eggs everywhere. There are characters that are kind of like the Alien movie. It's excellent. Absolutely excellent. So you need to watch it. And then Strange New Worlds from Star Trek. That's been excellent too.
You know what I saw also this last week that sucked is the new John Wick movie. I didn't know it was the new one because it was on some TV channel with commercials and stuff, but it's with him paired up with a female John Wick or something. Terrible.
I can honestly say I've never watched one John Wick movie.
Dude.
I can't. After Matrix, I'm sorry. Matrix and what was the one where he played the surfer?
Bill and Ted?
No. Well, those are good too. No, the one where he played the FBI agent.
Oh. Was that
Point Break? Point Break. After those and after Matrix, I'm sorry, I don't like to see a scruffy Keanu Reeves. He needs to be clean cut.
But the action, the first couple John Wicks for the action.
That's what I've heard. But if I want action and I want sophisticated bougie action, it's James Bond all day long.
Yeah, but
all day long.
He only fights for about 15 minutes of the movie. John Wick fights for like 75% of the movie.
But see, that's why, because James Bond is that good. He doesn't have to fight the whole movie.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I give it a shot. But Eric's got a point that obviously when it's you're renting it for $7. It's just like you went down to Blockbuster, right? So it's the same thing, but you don't have to leave. But what ticks me off now is software.
You're old.
It's like you went to Blockbuster. But the software now, like if you want Photoshop or whatever, you don't buy the discs, you get a monthly membership, right? And you only get to keep using it as long as you're paying for the monthly charge.
War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Hello, Pantea. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry. To me, Tom Cruise is the one in War of the Worlds. Sorry.
Well, see, now you just contradicted yourself.
I know. I will watch it.
John Wick, but Tom Cruise should be Top Gun only.
No. What about Mission Impossible? Hello.
Those were softball movies compared to John Wick.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's besides. Have you watched any of them? No.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah. How many have you watched?
2 or 3. You got red light, green light with the gum, and he sticks it on the train and boom. Wasn't that the first one?
I will. Okay, for you, Eric, I will search it out and I will watch it. Yeah. That's like we watched the Planet of the Apes series. I had only seen the first one. They're actually pretty good.
I think, Eric, tell me, I think the second John Wick is the best. Just like Aliens is much better than Alien. No, right, Dave?
No.
Anyway.
Because it's the
all right, so let's
Aliens is good. So
I want to talk about Indy cars.
Well, I was just going to say.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, I was ready. Yeah, I'm upset with you. You went and had a wonderful weekend watching Indy racing with your dad. But you said it was hot, so I'm glad you got sunburned.
I didn't know. You know what? And here's the beauty of being a certain age where you don't give 2 flips about what people think about how you look. My mom got us those things towels you wet down and then squeeze out, and then you put, and she got the kind that actually you can snap and put over your head like a little bonnet and hang down. Those worked wonders. So I had this wet thing over my head and a hat and the whole bit. It looked ridiculous, but boy.
Okay, that is the
nice
quote. That is the quote of the century. I had this wet thing over my head.
Yeah.
So is there any pictures of that?
Yeah. Not here, but
come
on. So I was saying, so our seats were right across from pit row, and unfortunately, this racetrack was kind of lame in that it only had one screen on the whole track, and it was down by where the expensive seats were, and all this stuff. So you didn't really know what was happening all over the race, except for right here. So we were watching the pit stops, which, other than crashes, are the best part of any race. And let me tell you, watching the pits over and over, you pick out and watch certain dudes. The wheel guys on the, I guess, driver's left of the car are amazing. So, and I want to watch more of these videos. So the dude on the back left tire comes screaming around. The best one I saw was sliding on his knees as he was putting the gun up to the nut and like still moving while he's I was like, holy crap. Did you see? That was exciting.
You know, they practice that like 5 days a week.
All the time.
But if you think if IndyCar does it well, Formula One, those guys have it down. But
because they don't gas up.
Well, not only that, but they have a jack that they press a button on and, and then it's up. But
then the other guy, and so I should have picked other guys to watch. The other one I watched a lot was the front guy on that side, whose job afterwards is to keep his hand on the tire and hold his hand upright to say, "Don't go until I say." So, but he's got a tire gun in his right hand, and he takes this. I meant to look up how much these things weigh. I forgot to do, but they're beefy, right? He takes this thing and chucks it behind his back towards the pit wall, and just they are hurling this thing, and somebody's job is to reel it in. That's like man ballet right there.
But if you want to really argue the point of who's working harder in motorsports, it's the pit guys for NASCAR, because they don't have
they're there with a lug wrench.
They have to undo all of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, but what I found out is, they're glued on.
Yeah. On the
wheels.
Right? Yeah.
So, but they're still good. All of them are good.
Yeah. But anyway, I was thinking about that, when the Olympics come around, I don't know about you, but we end up watching sports that we would never give 2 rats about, because they explain everything and they explain what's going on, and you get into the minutia and stuff, and then it becomes more interesting.
Well, the next time that Joe's on, we're going to have to talk about this, because Joe was was when he was in the Marine Corps, I think overseas, he was involved in racing. So we'll have to talk to him the next time he's here about that.
Oh,
And since Joe's here, I have to say this. I know this is not him doing it, but tonight's show is brought to you by Chewy.com, the best food for your pet.
You're pimping out his business.
I'm hoping I
Look
get
at
free
you. What are we going to get some free
I
hats?
get some free
rarity
shit
hats?
Yeah.
I don't want Chewy hats. I do.
I want Chewy. Actually, I want treats. I've got a big husky. That husky eats a lot.
You need them by the pound. Yeah. He's like, hey, don't have the lawyers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can pick who our sponsors are. They're not giving us any money, so they can.
That's true.
How long have we tried to get Thayer's to sponsor us, and they never did?
Yeah,
so.
I give it. Yeah,
there's only one. There's only one true sponsor here. Only one.
Oliva?
Hombre's Barber Shop at Saddlebrook Ranch.
But Rich is right that I know they've got pit competitions, and I remember long ago that you watched the pit guys. They worked out hard like football players and stuff because they've got to be strong and fast. And
I didn't realize it, but they have to. That when they apply for that, they go through a pretty big physical, physical challenge to become pit crew members.
That's gotta be it. I mean, I guess I'm curious if that's like if they pay like a living wage to do that, or are they more like cheerleaders where they have like a full-time job and they go do that?
Well, that changed, by the way, the cheerleader thing. Before cheerleaders didn't get paid at all. They got paid their room and board and stuff like that. But apparently there was a cheerleader that was for the Dallas Cowboys, and she was actually from Tucson, and she fought like hell to get a living wage for cheerleaders. So now they have them, but they don't pay as much as they used to, because just ask the Minnesota Vikings what they've done. But we won't go into that. That's I'm sorry, male cheerleaders, it doesn't happen. It's not worth it.
Well, I think this is a nice idea, but could you imagine rolling into a gas station and all of a sudden you're leaving with like gas pouring down the side of your car and slicks on it?
I worked at a Texaco station where they would come across, ding ding.
Were you white? Did you wear white?
Well, no, we didn't. We wore green pinstripes with a Texaco logo on it and a Texaco hat. 3 of us would run out. They'd roll down the window, sir, fill up, and we'd open the hood, check their oil, check their this, and fill their tank up. And our timing was as soon as that thing clicked, when the tank was full, we were done. Now, I missed that. I thought full service stations were cool.
Yeah. Now, see that I could see a full service station still somewhere like, in Southern California around the fancy stores and that kind of thing. You roll up.
But the problem is if
clean your Rolls Royce lights.
Yeah, but the problem is in California, though, for a full station, they'd come out and they'd say, "Sir, please sign this loan application for your for fuel costs."
Well, they just changed that, but Oregon was a state you were not allowed to pump your own gas until very recently, and I think there's 2 or 3 other ones, right?
Well, I think what Joe's saying is true. I think in early times, you couldn't pump your own gas. You had to have a gas station attendant
right.
do it. But we had so much fun. That was a great job. But
that was the same thing in Oregon. It's frustrating because you pull up, and if it was busy, you got to wait for the dude to come around to stick the thing in, it slowed everything way down. But the other thing I've been thinking about is traveling as an old person. One thing I never thought I would have to worry about showering in a place I'm unfamiliar with is which one is the shampoo, which one's the conditioner, and which one is the soap. Because when you take your glasses off, usually the print isn't big enough to see what they are.
Why don't you just take your own?
Oh, what? Because I'm not high maintenance. Give me a bar of soap.
Really?
That works for really. I like the nice thing, but I'm not going to carry my own soap. I don't care what goes.
Well, traditionally, if you walk in and you're blind, and you look up, a lot of times it's got big letters on it. But if it doesn't, all the way to the left is shampoo. The middle is going to be your conditioner, and the right is going to be your shower gel.
You're correct in the hotel we were just in, because I remember that.
See?
Sometimes there's separate bottles, though.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I always had to remember that I have to look and see and remember.
If it's a separate bottle, if it's a clear gel, that's probably your shampoo. If it's a milky color, it's probably your conditioner. And if it's, well, I guess you could argue that the shower soap could be a gel
whatever.
too.
But I'm like, I never would have thought that you had to worry about pre-checking what is what before you get into, and getting sheets. Dude, Rich, all I know is you better, if you have to do number 2, there's not enough space in there to do anything else. You better hope that doesn't happen anymore. Right. Dave's got nothing to say about that. Yeah, nothing to say about it. Yeah, all right.
And the thing is, in the old days, though, the closest seats to the bathroom were the smoking section.
In the old days.
Yeah, because they shoved everybody in the back that wanted to smoke.
Well, that's because the plane's going this way, so the wind pushes the smoke to the back.
I think that's the way it works. Okay, so we've talked about your Formula One experience. How was your next? Oh, and you have been in the process of remodeling your home, and that's going quicker than you thought.
Quicker. Boy, I tell you, so yeah, we remodeled a bathroom years and years and years ago, and I think that was the typical experience, right? Demo was done in a day, and you're like, oh, this is going to get done so fast. And then you don't see anybody for like 4 days. And then they come do the roughing, and then you don't see anybody. And then you got to wait for the glass guy to measure the glass and make it and all that stuff, right?
Well, the only time, Joe, the only time there's wind in the cabin is if Dave and Rich are sitting next to each other.
free win. But this one, we got a connection to our contractor who it seems like is pulling out all the favors he has, and everything is going lightning speed, and it hasn't stopped. So our cabinet showed up earlier. Yeah, I hear you. Earlier than they thought they would. And so come to find out, we didn't know this when it happened, but the cabinet installers he pulled them off of another job, asked them to leave a job they were working on because they thought that client would be fine. Came in and installed the cabinets the day after they showed up. Turns out they had to leave and go back there because that client was pissed off that they left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was not happy. But the cabinets are all installed now. The countertop guy is going to come make the temp. So this whole thing, when we thought we would have to live maybe 3-4 weeks without a working kitchen, could be done before we actually move in. It's amazing.
Wow. Are you doing what kind of countertops? You doing quartz?
Quartzite.
Nice. What's quartzite? Is that like a faux quartz?
I don't know, man. It's not a manufactured thing. I guess it's like quartz. I don't know what the difference is between it and quartz.
Pantea, please explain to us what quartzite is, because I'm sure
it is a natural material. Because you go and you got to pick out the actual slab, and each slab's a little bit different.
Are you sure it's not just quartz?
Yeah, because they have quartz and quartzite.
Now there's a quartzite Arizona, but
I just know that we're not allowed to have marble. You can't use marble in a kitchen because everything under the sun stains it, which I didn't know. And it's too bad because quartz is beautiful.
Quartz is gorgeous. Marble is gorgeous. Granite is gorgeous, except granite can have problems.
Why?
Because if it's not sealed correctly and it's got pits, you can get food stuff inside the granite.
If you have holes, I guess. But to go into these warehouses full of slabs of natural stone, so it is so gorgeous. There's so much stuff there I wanted to get, and I wish if we redid our bathroom again, I would not tile it. I'd be using slabs of natural stone. There's stuff that looks like galaxies and things.
This is why we have Pantea. It is a hard, non-foliated meta for mic rock that originates from sandstone. So it's like a mica.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you, Pantea.
There you go. That's what it is.
We
bought a slab of that.
You certainly married way up.
Yeah. So that's the kitchen's all getting done, but the cigar room, refinished the floors. Those are done. Painted the moldings since they were off. And tomorrow I'll be painting it, moving right along. So hopefully that's going to be done before we move in too.
Well,
so in a couple of weeks, the show should be done.
So you're not going to need a green screen anymore.
No.
And you can actually smoke from inside the house.
Eventually, yeah. There's still a lot of little things that have to get done for that to happen, but
yeah, you got to seal the doors.
Yeah. So anyway,
so it's actually metaformic rock. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some of the garages they used dyed concrete and stuff. Well, I know that they use that. Some people are into the industrial look for countertops in their kitchens and stuff for concrete and all that stuff. But especially for outside, pressing the molds into the concrete so it looks like stones or brick or something like that.
Well, we experimented with a brand new material for our countertops, and what's neat about it is it's provided on a daily basis to us, and it's called husky hair.
Husky. That's nice.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
it's a part of our environment. You cannot put on a shirt without the husky hair going, I want to go with you.
And if you take a paper towel, it's got a little bit of abrasive to clean the rest of the stuff off the countertop, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting close to moving into the new house, which is cool. So now let's talk about your trip to the lovely island of Kauai.
Yeah. So Kauai is gorgeous. My wife said it made her think of like St. Lucia with the big, huge peaks with all green peaks. Same with Tahiti. So I guess it's like any volcanic island type of.
Well, it's one of the oldest. It's one of the older islands, isn't it?
It is, and I don't understand this logic. One guy told us that it's the oldest, so that's why it's sharp and craggly. Versus the newer ones are still smooth because they haven't had time to age.
That makes
sense.
And
you think they would age smooth versus aging?
No, because it keeps on piling up.
Stuff and
keeps on piling. But isn't Kauai where they filmed Jurassic Park?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Several of them. Yeah, you get a map and it shows you. There's like 100 movies been filmed there and where they've been filmed and stuff like that.
But it's a fairly. There's not a lot going on there, is there? It's kind of a relaxation island.
Relaxation island. So I wanted the traffic there is interesting because it's a small island. But because of that rough coast where they did a lot of the filming of the helicopter flying in for Jurassic Park and stuff, the road only goes 3/4. The road only goes 3/4 of the way around the island. They only have one main highway. Speed limits vary from 25 to 50. Most of it's probably like 40. So anywhere you go is going to take quite a while. So we stayed near one end of that road. So if you wanted to go down to the other side of the island, it's an hour 20, depending on where you're going.
Oh, the Nepali coast. Cool.
Yeah.
So on that area where there's no roads, is it inhabited? Do you know? Are you sure?
No.
There's no natives live there?
Natives? No, it's not that big. There's not like hidden tribes or anything. It's
it's a part of the United States. I figured there'd be 2 or 3 guys from Jersey, saying, "Hey, how you doing?"
No, but that's where you'd have to take the helicopter to see it or the boat to see it, something like that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But the roads are super interesting because a lot of the highway there looks brand new, right? It's smooth, it's black. The one highway they're doing construction on it like 3 or 4 places like all the time. But they must not have like a line painter machine, I guess, because there's not a lot of work for it. So the lines look like they're probably stickers laid down by somebody who's had 4 or 5 servings of rum, because even the double line, they're not parallel. They'll kind of do like this the whole way on the highway. It's very.
You know why they do that, right? Because the natives say, "Hey, what? We stand around corner and we watch the howlies come around the road, and we laugh at them."
Yeah, but it's interesting. They've got 1-lane bridges where it's like just common courtesy. They've got stop lines on each side, and you stop and you wait for some cars to come. And
did you guys go out to eat a lot?
About half the time.
Good stuff.
I was trying to remember their poke is amazing there. Ahi, the tuna poke, and the poke nachos, and they have it on the wonton chips.
Oh, yum.
Oh, baby, those are way better than tortilla chips.
Oh yeah, no, but there's a poke place here that we get those. Yeah.
So we did that and had the shave ice and all the.
So you kind of just relaxed.
Yeah, a couple of days we just rented a cabana by the pool and just.
Yeah, we saw that. We
hung out and. Yeah, very relaxing. But yeah, they said it was unseasonably warm there. So a lot of the days it was in the low 90s with like 75% humidity.
Oh boy, howdy, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a little. Damp.
Is that why that rooster was hanging around you?
I love the roosters are all over the damn place on that island. I don't remember why, but they have some pretty, and it's funny because I like them. They're pretty. right? You're not around here. And but at the restaurant at the hotel where you sit and eat outside, they had spray bottles of water that said like chicken repellent. So if you didn't want them around you, you could
Why
spray
would
them
you
down.
spray the
Well,
chicken? That's not
I told
nice.
our host. I said, "Oh, come on, I like it." And he goes, "That's because they don't wander into your house all the time." So I guess if you live there, they're more like pests than they are,
Oh.
because they
Well,
keep
yeah,
their
but see,
doors open. And
that would be the equation I have to that is that if I walk outside and there's a bobcat out there and I try to spray him with a squirt bottle like I do a cat, the bobcat say, "Really, really, come here, come here, let me
cats
slap
don't
you."
like water. Maybe that would work. I think you should try that.
I don't think so. Yeah, well, Puerto Rico was the same way. I remember when my grandmother lived up in the mountains. Yeah, there'd be chickens and roosters just walking through the house, whatever,
And the roosters don't only crow in the morning; they crow all damn day long, which is a little weird.
Yeah, they crow whenever they want.
So I get, is that just an urban myth that you wake up with the roosters?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they start with the sun and then just do it all day long.
Well, either that or they're retarded roosters.
Yeah.
I say, boy, come over here. Maybe it's one of those. But
so you take that traffic, and right before we went to Hawaii, I was in Seattle. Oh my God, I do never want to live in Seattle. That traffic
is nuts.
Was the word. The inner town streets are small.
Mm-hmm.
And they never really expanded to handle the traffic, and so every intersection is backed up with cars going through the yellow and stopping over the crosswalk, and so you got to walk between the
but I would assume that where you live can get pretty congested too in San Francisco.
Just the highways,
not
like this. Like in the city, maybe sometimes it's like that, but never. I mean, I've never seen anything as bad as that.
See, we have become because we have a few people that have roosters around us. Yeah, all night long. We've just become ear blind to it.
Yeah. And it's not that irritating, is it? I mean, I kind of like that. I guess if you had to hear it all the time, but
well, don't you? Your parents live in Seattle, right?
No, Portland. Outside of Portland. Okay. Yeah, they don't have roosters there.
So you guys went up to Seattle to see the IndyCar?
No. We were Portland, saw the Indy cars. Later that week, I flew to Seattle to teach some classes for work.
Oh, okay.
And then to Hawaii. Yeah, I imagine that the outskirts of Seattle, like they're saying Bellevue, Port Orchard. I mean, and outside, they got beautiful mountains and scenery and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just you got to get away from that traffic.
But I understand also a lot of this in Seattle. When the sun comes out, everybody takes the day off from work.
Bro.
Probably because you don't see the sun.
Yeah, they don't see it.
We were actually in the 70s this morning.
Is that nice or too cold?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, in fact, the air conditioner never came on today, which is strange.
Wow. Well, it's almost September.
Yeah, but then Arizona says, yeah, what does that mean to us? Because September can be either very nice or it can be over 100 degrees.
So you don't winterize an air conditioner, do you? It can just shut down and sit there.
Yeah. We don't winterize it.
The Nordstroms. So wait, where did PB? Bellevue?
So that's got to be super expensive, then I take it.
Well, we found out Zuckerberg owns quite a bit of land on Kauai and got pissed off because in Kauai, all of the beaches are public. You can't own the beach.
Well, I think anywhere in Hawaii they are.
That could be. But Zuckerberg got pissed because he says, like, how much do I have to pay to own my beach? And they said, no, you're not going to. I don't think you can get to it. But if you have a boat, you're allowed to come up and get off on.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we did not know that is that. Yeah, anywhere if somebody says, oh, that's my private beach, I guess in Hawaii, it's like, nope. If you can get to it, you can go to it.
Yeah.
So that's the way it should be, Just because you can spend $60 billion on a front property doesn't mean that you and I can't go and schlep ourselves onto the
beach. Get drunk with beer on his beach.
Exactly.
Go see the
turtles.
Yeah.
You saw the turtles. I saw some pictures that you took some pictures of the turtles.
We saw that they were huge. They were bigger than we remember last time. And I'm trying to like probably at least 4 feet long. Their shell
Wow.
just huge. Like there's no way you could lift these suckers.
Now
up
you have
there.
to stay a certain amount
Massive.
of. You have to stay a certain amount
Yeah,
away
not
from them,
that
right?
far though. They put you like your little orange cones out around where they come up on shore, and you're like, I don't know, 8 feet away from them.
Did you guys
feet.
do any snorkeling or anything while you were there?
No, done that. Yeah, but what was I forgot what I was going to say now.
Well, while you were having all that fun, I was doing vehicular maintenance.
Maintenance, like lowering your RV and putting big old wheels on.
But I did change the entire suspension on the RV. Everything, shocks.
Are you serious? You're serious?
Oh yeah, change the shocks, put a front stabilizer on it, because we found out on this trip that the stock stabilizers and shocks are okay, but you remember you're towing a 26-foot sail followed by the Jeep, which is nothing more than a 12-foot brick. And so when a semi would go by at 80 miles an hour, that pressure wave would send you, so we put the stabilizer on, and now it's like Mercedes rock solid.
Oh, that's not as fun though. If you go around the corner and you're not like still doing this down the road.
This is like I'm tempted to put an F1 sticker on the side because it's so nice. Oh my Lord, it is so nice. No wander, no wobble.
So that made the decision about buying a different one or not, huh?
Yes,
keeping this one.
Keeping this one.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping this one. Now the Corvette, on the other hand, not so sure about. Well, no, I'm keeping it. It's just that I had to, because the Corvette, and Joe will appreciate this. The Corvette in 2009, some engineer decided, you know what we need to do? We need to make sure that we can make this. We need to make this race ready. So if some guy who just decides he wants to go out and take it on a track, he can take it on a track. So the engineers grabbed onto that and said, we can do this. And they did, except they had to remove certain things. And access to the fuel tank was one of those, because the Corvette has a 50-50 weight distribution. So you have what they call saddlebag gas tanks. They sit on either side just behind the passenger and driver. And there's a crossover tube that goes in between them that levels, and a fuel pump that keeps the gas at the exact same level. So when you're cornering, it's always 50-50. Well, they also wanted to save probably 14 ounces, and Joe will appreciate this, to get every second out of a car. The top of the fuel pump had a metal carrier and washer to handle the high pressure of the fuel pump. Well, the engineer said, we can do the same thing with plastic. We can make plastic work. But what they failed to realize is plastic deteriorates over time. And if you get into the heat, now remember, your differential, your transmission, and everything else are right by these gas tanks. So that cap gets hot and it expands, contracts, crack. Well, when I took the car in for my service, which I thought was just going to be an oil change and some transmission stuff, a couple $100, we're good. My mechanic called me and said, Dave, we got a problem. And I equate, when I hear that, to the same thing that Jim Lovell said on Apollo 13 when he said, Houston, we have a problem. And it turned out that that fuel pump had cracked and it was spewing gas all over my exhaust manifold. Okay. And turning into gas vapor. That's not bueno, because that means
you never
the car
smelled
could go
that?
boom for a little while.
Oh,
but then it went away. So anyhow, so that was, yes, exactly. What you said, Joe, get the checkbook. It was, yes, we just paid for it today, and it was a rather large sum. Let's just say that. In fact, let me put it this way, Joe, those fenders that I was going to buy for the Jeep, not happening in the near future. So anyhow, so that's what I've been doing.
So, but I'm surprised that they were worried. Like you mentioned, how many ounces did they save with that? But I bet the seats aren't like carbon fiber and super thin, and it's got a radio and air conditioning and all that stuff that adds weight, right?
Well, they wanted people to have the what they call the Z51 was something that if a weekend warrior wanted to take it out on the track, it could compete. And it was also made to the same, some of the same suspension manufacturers. I have a magnetic suspension. And so they wanted to make it to where it could be track ready. So they were trying to save everything. The bad part about it is the door that was behind behind the driver's seat was a door that could access the top of the fuel tank, which means that if they could have done that, they would have taken the cap off, put the cap on, to be done in about 2 hours, and it would have been about $200, $300. But no, they had to drop the entire back end of the car.
Oh, he didn't give you the option of just cutting into it with a sawzall to get into it from the top.
No.
That would have been
No.
Oh, so Rich says they are fiberglass.
Oh yeah, they're fiberglass. Oh. Well, the body, yeah, it's a fiberglass shell. But yeah, so
but no massage.
No
massage, no heated.
Yeah. So anyhow, so that was fun. And
so wait, what's the magnetic suspension? Can you adjust then the resistance of it to make it stronger or softer?
Yeah, there's 3 buttons. There's 3 buttons, what we call the nanny buttons. So when it's in normal, you have stability control, you have shock control, where the shock is more cushy and ridey, and then the second button is where you take the stability control off, and then the third is competition mode. So everything is turned off. You can adjust the suspension for the track. It actually lowers itself down, stuff like that.
Oh,
so it's fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted a car you can do that.
Yep. It's fun. It's fun, but expensive. But you know that going in, if you're going to own a car like that, it happens.
Don't test.
I think it's automatic, isn't it? Well, you have a sport mode, don't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't lower. It's the steering. It gets softer. You can adjust, Are
you sure it doesn't adjust the suspension at all? I thought they did.
Maybe on the plaids. The plaids might get lowered. I don't know.
Right.
But not the standard versions.
Yeah. So it's been one of those weeks, because the car's been, and I've been chomping at the bit because the car's been gone for a week. So just got it back today. So
damn. So what's next on the RV then, if you're keeping it?
That's it. I mean, as far as a trip, we're going.
No, I'm getting on upgrades and stuff.
No, we're done. We're done. Everything else is perfect.
And the electronics are all set now?
All the electronics are all set. It's that's a good question. Do people trick out a Tesla?
They do. It's mostly cosmetic stuff that they do on it, or interior lighting and things like that. The weird thing with Teslas, which I don't know, is kind of frustrating, is everything's controlled by the computer program. So they limit like the acceleration and stuff through the program. And on some of them, at one point, you could pay more money to get more horsepower out of it, and they just send an update and unlock.
You can't do that anymore. But wait a minute, if you know a Tesla programmer and you slide him a bottle of scotch or something, couldn't they?
I don't. That? They have these
probably
things
void your warranty,
locked down, and they for a long time wouldn't let anybody get parts for them or repair them. And once you swap out parts, it's like it knows that it's got a new part and has to register it and stuff. And they weren't letting. And in fact, if you bought a salvage title, they wouldn't basically activate your car.
Right.
So, but
speaking of expenditures and stuff like that, Rarity Joe, if you haven't subscribed to his channel, make sure you do. It's Rarity09 on YouTube. But him and his buddy Greg, they've been doing some pretty extreme stuff recently, but unfortunately things have been breaking. And so I've been watching those going, maybe I'll just stick to wash running.
I know. Well, like you said, you just keep a credit card on file with your mechanic.
But see, the good news is, Joe is smart. His friend Greg, he owns a shop. So it's like he's got access to all that.
You gotta get yourself a mechanic friend first.
I would imagine that Joe probably within the next 2 years will have a buggy. I mean, literally a rock crawling buggy.
Yeah.
Which are really cool.
Yeah, because then you take that through mud and sand and.
Well, actually, there is a PB brings up the Ferrari of America thing. Actually, Porsche and Ferrari are doing this, that if you do any modifications to it at all, Or if you bring it into service and they've seen that you've been driving it hard, they will void your warranty. There is there's a guy on YouTube, a watch guy on YouTube. He's actually a watch guy, and his name is Nico Leonard, and he's got a channel where he's been through 2 Ferraris, a Lamborghini, and a GT3 Porsche, and they've all just nailed him on different types of warranty stuff. And the thing is, you spend $250,000 for a car and find out that, oh, sorry, we're not going to warranty this. That gets
my understanding, McLaren is worst about the reliability is nothing. Like if you get 1,000 miles out of it between services, you're doing pretty well. And it's just like, what I get that they're, so like you mentioned that the high end Teslas will rip anything for the most part off the red line, but you pay, like you're saying, high 6 figures for these other cars, and it's like they're so finicky that you gotta worry about them all the time. Yeah.
Well, Joe. I'm going to just say this: you and I'll have to talk off post or offline. Please tell me that the JK is not being torn to pieces.
Oh,
you can't tear apart a black Rubicon.
No, he got a welder. I'm assuming it's going to look more like a soap box derby car with
the thing is, because
around it.
I showed Joe this earlier, but Cohiba just came out with a new cigar, and it is called the Rubicon. So I've got one saved for him, sitting in here, so he has one that shows the moniker of our Jeeps.
Oh, you need it. Do you have a cigar holder on your Jeep? That would be perfect.
Well, no. Why would you have a cigar holder?
Because you need 2 hands if you're going over the road. Oh, I see.
Besides, in a Jeep with big tires and everything, if you open up your window and you drive by somebody like this, they don't screw with you at all.
Here you go. You can get a used one online pretty soon.
Actually, I almost called him because they were up in the corner. There was a JK Rubicon for sale, and it looked pretty nice. I mean, it looked a lot like yours, Joe. At first I was like, why did Joe bring his Jeep all the way to Tucson to sell it? But no, I know that Joe's going to end up with a buggy, or I'm going to end up with a buggy, because to do some of these things, buggies just make it look so fun.
And then you need a trailer for your buggy, right? Because those aren't street legal.
Yeah, well, I guess there's some that are street legal, but yeah, for the most part, I already got a trailer, so.
Yeah. So your next vacation is in a few more weeks, right? You said?
2 weeks. We're going up to Fool Hollow Lake in Show Low, which is only about 3 hours away.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean no Drinks and Dave show.
No, we will have it as long as I'm there on a Tuesday, which I think I am. We have Starlink now. Yes.
Yeah.
So we will
brought to you by the power of satellite.
Yes. Yes.
Which this could be too, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That'll be really sweet if you just hang out there and lake in the background. And
that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. And, provided that, nothing goes wrong. Nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, and bring your 50-inch TV so you can watch your Star Trek shows out there on the...
No, see, that's the one thing. We have a radio on the outside, so we can play music on the outside of the coach, but I don't have like some of the new coaches that, have the TVs and stuff. Yeah.
Man, did you run across any of those in Yellowstone?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, not so much at the campsites because they have a 40-foot limit.
Oh,
and that includes the 40-foot includes the motor coach and the towing vehicle, because the campsites are non-electric. It's just dry camping, and they're pretty small.
I see.
But outside, like at the KOAs and West Yellowstone, yeah. See, this weekend, actually, right now, we were supposed to be in Spencer, Idaho, at the Spencer Opal Mine again, doing we were invited as a content creator to a dig up there, but there's no way we had time to get all the way up there because it's
plus you got plenty of rocks.
We've got a lot. If you looked at our backyard right now, it looks like a rock quarry, but it's been too hot, and that's why I feel bad. I mean, Joe is an animal. I mean, he goes out on the trails daytime, nighttime, and I haven't had a chance to even get the Jeep on the trail. We are going to do that this weekend, though. We're going to get it out on the trail again.
Yeah, well, you know what would help with that, Dave? They sell these things that you put water on and you wrap them around your head and it'll keep you nice and cool.
Well, I've got air conditioning in the Jeep. I mean, it's not that it's, but I've got another person that doesn't like to go out when it's too hot. And it is miserable. I mean, it's miserable when you're out and it's 100 and some odd degrees. And if you break, it gets even worse.
Oof.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Plus, everybody's going to call you little girly names if you're out there on their trail and your windows are up and your air conditioning's blowing.
Not always. But the thing is, you got to keep the windows open because if you're going over certain rocks, you got to kind of keep an eye on where you're going. So we're going to do some mellow trails this week. We're going to do Tucson Wash, Putnam Wash, and one other one, I think. Yeah. So they're mostly sandy wash beds, but with the monsoons that we've been having, there may be some water in there too. So that might be kind of fun.
That'll be fun. Unless you get stuck in the mud, and then you got to call Joe.
It's a Rubicon. You ain't going to get stuck. They don't get stuck. Besides, that's what a winch is for. If you get
I was
stuck,
going to say, then what do you got their winch for?
Exactly.
You get stuck.
I have a feeling you don't look like Hank Fonda in Grapes of Wrath camping in your trailer. Well, no, I don't look like Andrew Fonda. And it's not a trailer. It's a motor coach.
Oh, yeah.
It's a motor coach.
Please.
The reason why we like going to Full Hollow Lake is we've got this. We're very excited. We got this campsite that we've been trying to get for a long time. Where you back the coach up, you hook it up to water and everything else, and then behind the coach is this long patio it goes into a circle and it's right on the edge of the lake with a fire pit right in the middle. Ooh. And then for the other stuff right across from there is the bathrooms, the showers, and everything else. So we just use that stuff. It's like being at a hotel.
Yeah, nice.
It's not true camping.
They probably don't have this, but you know what they do have now as a small cruise line are Ritz-Carlton yachts. And they look sweet.
Yeah, I'll bet you that's a five-figure thing. Probably like Regent or Seabourn or any of those cruise lines.
But it's Ritz-Carlton, buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine the food on there?
No, it's going to be really good. Well, but the food's good on the cruise lines that you go on Disney, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's good, but it's not Ritz-Carlton. It's not tasting menus.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. So, if it's Ritz-Carlton good, if one of your entrees or one of your side dishes is peas, what makes the peas at a Ritz-Carlton better than the peas at Disney?
Well, because they'd be flown in from England, so they'd be true English peas. They'd probably have truffles shaved over them, and you know how it is.
No, I don't. For lunch, I had an Oscar Mayer hot dog on a ballpark frank and a chili cheese Oscar Mayer hot dog. So
now, see, the problem comes if you get too small, then the motion becomes an issue. So that's the trade-off. A small, intimate yacht can be nice until it gets too small, and then you start bobbing in the ocean a little bit more, and then
you hit a hurricane, and then you're the whole.
They can't steer.
You're in, but you still remember that guy in that boat that had to be rescued by the PJs that said, "I've been sailing for 40 years. We don't abandon our ship."
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about
the perfect storm.
Well, that was not a yacht, sir.
Yes, it was. It was a sailboat.
Perfect Storm?
Yeah.
That was about fishermen.
No, have you seen the movie?
Yeah, it had
there was a guy and there was two girls and they were sailing near Bermuda and they got caught in the hurricane. And Jonesy and the pararescue guys had to come and try to rescue them.
Was that a subplot of the movie about the fishermen?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that part. I just know about the ship going over the wave that was like 100 feet tall or something like that. And
Jaws is 50. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
It changed the way people went into
Mark. Yes,
ocean.
Marky Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thinking about the whole like having to look at the shampoo and soap before you get into the shower and stuff, maybe the next show next week, we can talk about stuff you never thought you'd have to deal with in old age. Or middle
Okay,
age,
we can
whatever.
do that. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Mm.
Any questions from anybody? Don't forget, next week will be at 6 p.m.
6
Pacific. And then when we go to November, I'm going to screw everybody up because you guys all change your clocks and we don't. But that might change before November because there is something in the congressional docket that says
With
they
the
want to
pennies.
eliminate, the pennies, and they want to eliminate daylight savings time, which for us would be like, okay, whatever. So,
Yeah.
yes, Jaws scared the heck out of most people. So, but anyhow, we want to thank everybody for your patience for our month off. And actually, that was part of that. It should have been 3 weeks, but I boneheaded it and thought that he was out of town, and he wasn't. He was here. But see,
That's all right.
what did
get
they say?
more labor done at the house.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Did it?
I don't know. You have to ask our people. So
There
anyhow, once again, don't forget 6 p.m. Pacific next week. And I don't think we have any hiatuses coming up for the near future.
I don't
that
think
I'm
so.
aware of.
Not till October.
Not till October. So anyhow, folks, thank you for joining us. We certainly appreciate you being with us. And we hope that you will be with us again next week. So say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Take care, everybody. Maybe.